there's a reason that he was Mr. Irrelevant. He's not the guy.
Throwing it out there.
There's no shade on him.
I lost and I had to eat a grasshopper. So I wrote into the food log 1 grasshopper.
Hit 39 block shots.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Broncos haven't beat the Chiefs since 2015. Gentlemen!
Oh, suck it.
Bitch.
Oh, how we doing, boys? Juice Boys episode. I don't even know where we're at this point.
13.
I don't count.
It's Baker's dozen.
Wow. Baker's dozen. Welcome, everyone. We are so happy to have you. Happy Friday. You're so close to the weekend. We're already drinking. And I thought we'd get a little more official. We've been doing this 3 months. I thought we would reintroduce the boys. Getting a lot of new listeners. Just looking at the map. Chris, where did we say we hit another country?
Yeah, we're newly in Finland.
Yes.
So big shout out to whoever the hell in Finland listened to us. As always, if you're an international listener,
We
please
apologize.
no, shoot us an email, shoot us a DM. We'd love to hear what the hell has gone so wrong in your life that you stumbled across this dumpster fire of a podcast.
But yeah, as we expand, we thought we'd just reintroduce ourselves. It actually took us, 3 or 4 episodes to actually introduce
Yeah, I think so.
ourselves?
I think it was episode 3. We finally figured out we should do introductions.
Yeah, so I thought we'd just reintroduce the boys. Let's start with, we have a Husker fan, an Avs fan, a Bronco and Nuggets fan, the unrelenting stirrer of shit.
Well, that was a lot of stuff.
With
That
no
was an
real aim.
impressive S.
He's got no real aim. He's the pirate of pulp. He's the captain of concentrate. He's Sister Citrus. We got Mr. Pulp, Chris Pelletier. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, my friend.
Hello, everybody. I don't know what to do. I feel like a contestant on a shitty game show.
Yeah, come on down. And the other guy on this screen, we got a Patriot, Avalanche, Colorado State fan. He's officially banned from the state of Florida for stalking one Thomas Brady. The Sultan of Sift, the bearded berry, because oranges are in the berry family. Check it, Google, it's right. The mayor of Mandarins, Juice Boy Joe. Welcome.
Welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm your fearless third guy of whatever this is, of this love triangle. Chiefs, Royals, Nugget fan, a Mizzou and Avs fan when it's convenient. Michael Jordan cult following, and blower of Pat Mahomes is what I was supposed to read. Someone wrote for me there.
Which is the very first thing that you said to start this show.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
The slinger of squeeze, the jester of juice. I'm the third turd in this love triangle.
Oh, nice.
Let's stick with the third turd. Let's make that third turd stick.
Yeah.
I'm the third turd, Juice Boy McCoy. We are the morons. Sports podcast for the morons, by the morons. Gentlemen, what are we drinking to kick off our episode?
Christopher.
I went back to the
The
tried and
Sopranos.
true, the old Shenanigans yellow label. My favorite Colorado distillery. Yeah, can never go wrong. It's the Daily Driver.
Chris,
In the
With no ice, no
Or
ice.
No ice. No, it needs nothing. They perfected it. Why would I need to mess that up?
Who are you?
your love of Stranahan's is dominating this podcast. You have had on easily half of the episodes.
Probably more than that. I think I think there was the one where we drank Joey's Joey's Envy.
My tears.
That's right.
Yeah, the one that I
Sounds
had, a
disgusting.
pisco sour, and then the one where I had the Basil Hayden's. And then I think outside of that, I've drank Stranahan's for 10 episodes.
Old reliable Juice Boy Joe, Mr. Sultan, please enlighten our friend Chris on what you're drinking.
Your lack of diversity has always disappointed me.
Old
Ton-
wooden ship.
Tonight, it's the old wooden ship back in Civil War era. But I have to eat crow for that because I just finished the bottle of Elijah Craig that I had. I think I got on episode 3 or 4.
Oh,
It was just chilling up there, and I was
Elijah.
like, you know what? That's what I'm doing tonight. So this is the first week that we have done this that I did not buy a new bottle of whiskey to drink before the episode. Before the episode, I think my wife will, thank me.
Look
for
at
that
you
one.
practicing restraint.
And for always my beer chaser, I really like that Rails End Brewery that I had last week. That their hazy IPA. So I bought this blood orange double IPA from Rails End, and it is outstanding. I love it because it's a double IPA, but it's only 7.8%. So I can drink a couple and not just get bombed like normal
Like a
double
normal
IPAs.
Tuesday.
No, just
Like
like
your
normal
standard juicy
double
Tuesday.
IPA, you know. So it's really good. I like blood orange anything. So, bam.
Hey, you're drinking local, Joe. You get the special music on today's episode.
Oh,
Drink local.
yeah.
Straney's is local. Go to hell.
Strands is local too, dude.
I mean, it's local just because you live close. It's not like it's found all over the country. I feel like
I mean, wherever people have taste, sure, but we don't need to hold it against them that they've enjoyed success.
So would you not say? So would you not say that Rieger's isn't local for you?
Oh, they're a local. They're
Joe.
not all around the country.
Yeah, but Shenanigans is made in Denver, bro.
Yeah, because they're just not that good
Oh,
yet.
we didn't define local. Oh, you're right. That's just a miscommunication on 3
Made
blocks.
locally, it's not only available locally.
Oh, I see. Well, I went with real local.
Your bathtub?
Windsor. Windsor, Vermont. We were just in Vermont and Boston.
Sweet.
And my wife picked me up a maple whiskey sour from the Silo Distillery.
Oh, awesome.
Usually I'm not into kind of the gimmicky maple whiskey type stuff, but it's actually very delicious. About halfway done with it already.
Way to go.
So, we're all drinking
voice-
local today.
Your voice sounds better this week, buddy, but I can still hear a little sniffle, a
Yeah.
little something. up in there.
Reminder.
Does that mean I have like a radio voice now? Is that what a podcast? Would I have a real podcast voice? Because I've got a little octave lower.
No, it just sounds like
Sure.
you're congested.
Let's go with that.
Just sounds like you got a stuffy nose.
I got shit in my nose.
Yeah.
Let's start off with college. We usually do NFL. Let's start off with college.
Okay.
Did Caleb Williams piss away his second Heisman run with the game against Notre Dame? 3 picks, a blowout. Really didn't play well from the start. Caleb Williams Heisman run. Is it over? Or is he the second? Is he the third?
As somebody who proudly picked the field,
That's right. You did.
That's right, you did, dude.
season, the only one who picked the field. This is just Lincoln Riley tanking now for Caleb Williams. He wants Caleb Williams to come back again next season because he knows that he is a joke of a head coach. And
Oh,
if
my.
Caleb Williams doesn't come back, he's going to find himself on the hot seat by the end of next season because Caleb Williams
Oh,
is
my.
single-handedly making USC relevant.
Sister Citrus coming in with the
Ooh.
heavy.
Ooh,
Jeez.
dude, all right. I know you don't like Lincoln Riley, but you think that at 1 year, he's like, that's all he's got?
USC does not award anybody a long leash, and they're bringing him in saying, we want to be competing for the Pac-12 title immediately. We want to be competing for the Big Ten title immediately once we transition over. And in very short order, we expect to be in CFP contention. And with the single most talented player in college football, he's not executing any of that right now because
Caleb Williams is now the 8th odds-on favorite to
I
win
was just going
the
to try.
Heisman.
You beat me to it, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was what now? Plus 2,200. Is that what it was?
BetMGM has plus 3,500.
Oh my God, we got even worse.
Yeah, Michael Penix Jr. is the
Wow.
odds-on big favorite to win the Heisman as of now. So Joey, did he kill it? Did he kill his odds?
It's-
I mean, it looks like it.
Unless they just unless he dominates down the stretch, but I think it's done. I think that just as the same way that you can have a Heisman game to win it, and just like that's it, you can have that if it's a close one too, to say that was the one that he lost. And like 3 picks against Notre Dame is just that's brutal, man. Like that's brutal. That's your game to win it. That would have been his Heisman moment. Even if he lost another game that season, he would have had that against the rival because USC Notre Dame's a pretty big rivalry. It really has been, especially since it got super rekindled in like the mid 2000s. Remember that with Reggie Bush and
Bush
Matt
and
Leinart and Bush back when you couldn't do that.
Brady Quinn, Jeff Samardzija,
Yeah.
it was a big deal.
And also, Caleb Williams obviously won last year, and so writers are looking for any reason not to vote for him. So right now, he's not even in the room.
It's
He's not even
so
in the finalist
difficult
room.
to go back to back in Heisman to begin with. You have to be heads and shoulders above the competition at a level that completely outshines your previous season, and he is just not there.
I mean, think about it. Tebow's junior year statistically was better than his sophomore year, and he didn't
That's
win
right.
it that year. You know,
That's
so
right.
it's like he was a finalist, which I think he was a finalist 3 times. I don't think anyone's ever done that. You know, I could just be pulling that out of my ass, but I think that was something that was like super important about Tim Tebow among.
All right, moving on. First Power 5 coach to be on the hot seat. Who's going to get fired first this year?
Man, I was thinking about that. You know, as far as, well, we've already had 2 Power 5 coaches fired this year. Northwestern's Pat Fitzgerald was fired just before the start of the year. So I count that, and then Mel Tucker got fired already this season, but neither one of them were for performance on the field. Yeah, so I think that first to get the axe, potentially Kirk Ferentz. Iowa's had a lot of success in his tenure. They've won a couple of Big Ten West titles. But at this point, they are, I think, tired of being a laughing stock. They're throwing insane amounts of money at Brian Ferentz as offensive coordinator to just put something on the field that's not a total and complete joke for an offense. And he's shown himself incapable. But get this, is there has been talks for years that internally there's been nonstop pressure on Kirk to get rid of his son. Like, we get it. You want your son to be the heir apparent. He can't handle one side of the ball, let alone the entire ship. What are you doing? And I think that they're just tired of the nepotism, tired of him continuing to allow that dog shit to be good enough.
I agree with that. I just think that sometimes with college football, it's like so just damn near impossible to move on from icons like that. Dude, Kirk Ferentz, I know this sounds crazy with how mediocre they seem, and they are. They just won their 6th game. So it means they're bowl eligible, which means that's the 22nd time in 23 years in Kirk Ferentz's career there that they've made they've been bowl eligible.
I think bowl eligibility is the dumbest. Like,
it is, because 6, like, I mean,
congratulations, you were mediocre.
6-6, good job, but still, I mean, it's it still. That means that, you know, I guess that means he only had 1 losing record in 23 years.
Joe, who do you got?
Jimbo Fisher in Texas A&M needs to go. All right, like, since he's been there,
nothing more.
Since he's been there, like, they're 43-24. If CSU was 43-24 over any stretch, I would be ecstatic. Just be like, that it would be the best stretch of football maybe they've like had since I've been alive. All right, but inside of that 43-24, he's 25-20 in SEC games. That's almost 500. You cannot do that as an SEC head coach at Texas A&M when they made the decision to go to the SEC after they should have stayed in the Big 12 and just and like dominated there. If everything would have stayed the same, now I'm going to get off my old man on my porch, get off my lawn shit. But if everything would have stayed the same without the stupid ass conference realignment, the Big 12 would be freaking stacked right now. Jimbo Fisher is an absolute waste. He right now,
jeez.
The reason that he's still there, guess how much his buyout is?
$20 million.
No.
$120 million.
You're closer.
$220 million.
$77.5 million is
the buyout?
Buyout.
Oh my God.
Give me that man's agent. Holy
His
cow.
buyout.
This is a dude that when he got hired, day one, they shake his hand. Welcome, Coach Fisher. Here's a plaque. Congratulations, Coach Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M national champion, 20-. There is no greater hubris in college football that I cannot wait to watch served up than the fall of Jimbo Fisher. Shout out to my buddy, rhymes with Ike. Go Noles.
Damn, I didn't know we had such passionate feelings. All right.
Oh,
man,
I hate Jimbo Fisher.
I hate all those guys. Like all these old dudes who think that they know how to coach this new young wave of players. They don't.
This is a crazy, as soon as you thought NFL was getting a little predictable, that changed this week. So
yeah,
Jets took down the Eagles. Also, Aaron Rodgers had an Achilles surgery and is just walking around throwing footballs. Got that going. And then San Francisco lost to the Browns on a chip shot. Question here is which of those now? Yeah, of now the new 5-1 team between those two, who has the most to keep their eye on? Obviously, we're not going to overreact that their seasons are over or anything. They're still two of the best teams in the NFC, but who got exposed just enough where they need to keep their head on a swivel, make some adjustments?
I think Philly. I think Philly is. I think that they are a really good team. I just think that Jalen Hurts has just been a little bit off. It just seems like something's been wrong this season a little bit. They've been lucky to win their games that they've won. I wouldn't say lucky. They're a good team. They're a really good team.
A lot of close games, though.
Yeah,
really a lot of close games. They speaking of close games, they got freaking Miami this weekend, dude. So like that's gonna be something. And with coming back, see how resilient that team is after getting their first loss, and then having to go in there and stop that absolute freak show of an offense that is the Miami Dolphins. I think the 49ers are just so deep and so good everywhere that it doesn't really matter who goes down. They're a well-oiled machine. They're gonna keep trucking.
Unless it's
and I think
C-Mac.
I was gonna say tell that to the Cleveland Browns. Like my pick is
that's in game. Now they have a week to game plan and get people ready. Brandon Ayuk's probably going to go off this weekend. They had that dude Mason came in there and ran his face off for a little bit without Christian McCaffrey, and their defense is still solid. I think Christian McCaffrey's not going to be out for long. I think they're saying he's already questionable for this weekend. I think that they got exposed potentially for if their big guys go down. Now, even with them out, I don't understand why George Kittle didn't have any catches. I was like, Jesus, I'm having the worst fantasy football season ever. George Kittle is
shower
going
farts
off
of you.
like last week. Oh, God.
No revenge.
Trevor Lawrence. Oh, God. No. Rogue Fart is dog. Dude, Rogue Fart was not good. They're
going
not
rogue on you.
good.
I think it's the Eagles because Lane Johnson got hurt too. You really realize when a guy is locking down a whole side of the field, like how easy your life is. Mitchell Schwartz was the guy for the Chiefs forever, but it's just Lane Johnson got hurt. He hurt his ankle. He was out the rest of that game. And Jalen Hurts wasn't the same. He has all those weapons, but I think Joey's right about, they've been winning a lot of close games, not scoring a ton of points. Even the Patriots played them close. Like,
That's sad,
even the
dude.
Patriots played them close?
Sad.
The Patriots?
I'm going 49ers. I think 49ers have the bigger risk because at the end of the day, Philadelphia's got Hurts at the helm. That's somebody who you can trust to go out and have to get creative, do what it takes, and solve problems on the fly. Mad respect to Brock Purdy for all that he's accomplished. But I think what we saw this weekend is it lays bare just how steep the drop-off is between the ones and the twos and skill positions at San Francisco. And that's not dogging on anybody who is not one of their primary receivers or primary rushers. It's just saying that the very tippity top at San Francisco is at that high of a caliber that losing a couple of people, which is always bound to happen in the longevity of an NFL season, you don't have that reliability that, hey, we've got so many playmakers out there. There's somebody who's going to run out and just go dink and dunk and turn something underneath into an 80-yard miracle. And now all of a sudden you start losing a bit of that and pressure gets put on Brock Purdy. There's a reason that he was Mr. Irrelevant. He's not the guy.
Throwing it out there.
That's no shade on him. Not
throwing it out there.
But he's not that guy who's going to go out and solve that problem on the fly. He's not the person where you go, hey, just go out, figure out what you need to do in order to make that happen. He's instead been that guy who's very accurately, very consistently gotten the ball in the hands of his playmakers versus he's had to make plays.
Talking about 5-1 teams, are the Lions legit? Are we putting them in the first tier of the NFC, the second tier of the NFC? They're 5-1. Jared Goff leading the helm. Dan Campbell's got that team riled up.
Humming.
What do we think? First tier, second tier?
They're the first tier of the NFL. right now they are in the top. They are there with everybody else. They beat the Chiefs. They beat them. So it's just like, so you got to put them ahead of that. That's the Chiefs' only loss, right?
Chiefs are the number 1 ranked team in the NFL right now.
I get that, but I get that.
But you're right. You're right.
But they beat them. So I mean, how do you not put the Lions?
Is it Goff we're scared to cry? Like, is it what are we scared of? I think everyone is it the 60 years of depression
You're scared of Dan Campbell.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
That dude is a freaking psycho.
You know how much coffee he drinks?
He is a psycho, and he has that team ready to bite off kneecaps and
rip chodes,
punch taints. Like that's what he is ready. He is ready to go. Those guys are animals, and they play so hard for him, but they also play discipline, which is crazy. You don't see them going around getting a bunch of unsportsmanlike conduct shit, running around like the Raiders, the Raiders, the Raiders are always known for that, but it's just, they're good. And I knew they were going to be good 2 years ago when they sucked. And I was just watching that team develop and grow. And I love how they were on Hard Knocks, because that really got to show like who they really are and who Dan Campbell is. And yeah, he's a psycho, but I would love to play or work for that guy. He's awesome, man. He does drink so much coffee. I can't believe he's going to die.
He drinks, I just looked it up, 820 milligrams of caffeine a day. A regular cup of coffee contains 95.
That sounds about right.
My God, dude.
Sounds like an adequate amount.
Like, what are the shits you taking? Like, what's that?
But what's a regular cup of coffee? So, like, I drink like a
95 milligrams.
No, I'm saying, but like, what does that mean? Like, just like a 12 ounce? Because or like just like a little teacup? Because it's like I drink a large cold brew, like not almost every day, definitely every day. And then I also have hot coffee in the morning when it's cold. And then I have espresso later on the afternoon when I'm tired. And so it's just, I am also in education. So that's all I have to get me going. So I might as well just hook up.
To give an idea, a Red Bull has 111 milligrams of caffeine, and a 5-hour energy, which will really get you juiced, has 230 milligrams. So he's still...
Never mind. That's insane.
820 milligrams. That's our coffee talk for today. See what I did there?
Good job, bud.
And finishing off, Stroud of the CJ variety.
Oh, that one.
For the Texans, off to an early lead, obviously. But is it too soon to write off Bryce Young that Frank Reich and the Panthers really messed up with that pick? Was it too early?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I mean, season 1 with young quarterbacks who are thrown in to the pace and caliber of NFL, like I think it's completely anybody's game. Like, until Anthony Richardson went down, he looked like the steal of the draft as far as quarterbacks. But still, it's like, what if this current injury turns into injury problems across his career? What if Bryce Young all of a sudden gets some talented wide receivers and some depth at O-line around him, has a little bit more time for decision making? Like, I mean, it's such a what if, like, third of the way into their first season. I don't think it's fair to write off anybody just yet. They've all looked decent enough to where I don't think there's any one clear definitive bust.
Yeah, and this all started with Frank Reich coming out with a little bit of a funky interview talking about the Panthers owner, and maybe there's some disagreement on who the Panthers should take, but they ended up trading up, getting CJ Stroud. Joey, to kind of hand it over to you. CJ Stroud has 1,600 passing yards, and Bryce Young has 967. So far.
I mean, so this is called the Juice Boys. We're not here to just take, just like the rational take here and just be like, I think we got to give him time. No, that dude has sucked. And this, like, whatever offense they're putting together. I mean, I know that Kyler Murray's his size, and I know that he's not that much shorter than Russell Wilson or Drew Brees, but he looks freaking tiny out there.
He really does.
And he looks absolutely terrified out there. And now if he gets a chance to set his feet and gets a completely clear lane to throw, and the guy is wide open, and there's no pass rush and everything else, yeah, he puts a good ball. But that only happens maybe once every 4 games. So it's just like, what are you going to do when you have TJ Watt coming at you that's going to rip your head off.
Get turned into a fine paste.
And so it's just like I think I said he was going to struggle. I knew he was going to struggle. I know he can throw. But I think this is like one of the first times I've seen the size being like a real hindrance on a guy who's got real talent, because he doesn't move like Kyler Murray. And that's what got Kyler Murray off to a good start at his tiny size, and then he got freaking demolished. And
got him a big paycheck just in time.
I mean, I think that if they're really, really thinking that he is going to be it, they got to be careful that they don't freaking kill this kid and just let him try to develop, get some game time. I mean, it'd be interesting if they get that. Oh, never mind. If they get that number 1 overall pick, they don't have it. That's the Bears pick.
1 and 2.
True. They traded up. So, wow, what are they going to do? What a disaster. What a disaster. What a bummer. I hope he's good, but not so far.
I mean, no surprise with who's the new head coach? I'm spacing on his name.
Frank Wright.
No surprise there. Being a Husker fan, Matt Rule is fresh from the Panthers. And he's had, he's kind of don't really talk badly about anybody sort of fella, but he's had some comments about kind of the vision that was shared with him from Panthers ownership of the timeline that he was going to be given and the resources and all of that, and then found himself kind of butting heads once the rubber met the road. And so I'm not super surprised to hear that has transitioned into this new group of coaches.
Well, I'll do it for the sports talk. Let's see. All right, boys. Squeeze of the week. This is our segment, the most outlandish sports takes we can think of. Joey called out our listeners last time. And
the listeners responded.
They responded. So
thank you.
Juice Boys are taking a back seat. We're doing a listener edition of the Squeeze. Starting off with Joe on the Gulf side of Florida.
Mangrove Joe.
Yes. Longtime friend, first-time squeezer. Guys, did he just name our whole audience base Squeezer?
Ooh, a bunch of squeezers out there.
Got a bunch of squeezers.
In and out squeezers like it's your job.
Thank you,
Thanks, Joe. His subject is fuck BF. Okay.
I love the passion.
Yeah, I enjoyed my first episode last night. Hot, fresh takes with plenty of laughs and opinions. However, as a true Iowa Hawkeyes fan, I question Joey's logic when betting on Big Ten games. Unless Ohio State is playing, you always take the under. What do you say? Joey promised me a shout-out if I emailed a squeeze. I told him the only squeeze I need is fuck Brian Ferentz.
That's right.
Yeah,
wow, how fitting. We just talked about Brian Ferentz.
Yeah, we were just talking about him and what a total and complete joke of an offense he keeps putting on the field year in and year out.
And keep him coming until the fucker gets fired, is what he said.
Let's go. And whoever your kicker is for Heismen. That's the Joe that
I know. That's my boy Joe.
Anyway, as I said in the beginning, I enjoy your show and plan to be back next episode. For a fun topic idea, ask Joey about his food log. Joe.
Ooh.
Do we need to ask now, or do you want to save that for a later episode?
Oh, food logs. So, no, we have covered my affinity for chicken wings. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. And so that definitely fits in. So, Joe from Florida was my old boss. Great guy, great firefighter. And so when that happened, when my stomach exploded, he was the guy who took me to the hospital, actually. And after
Good for Joe.
Yeah,
I feel like I can already see where this is heading.
Yeah. After I went to the hospital and had all the whatever done, and my stomach was, tried to be glued back together, I had to keep a running log of every single thing that I put into my body.
Oh, Lordy.
And
800 milligrams of caffeine.
So every single thing that I ate. And I carried around a little notebook. This was before smartphones. And so, or at least before I had them, because I didn't get a smartphone until I was like 25. I'm writing every single thing I have down in the food log, and we're out on fires. And the things that you eat on fires are absolutely heinous. And I'm writing all these things in there, but I have to be very specific. So it's like 9 Cheetos. You know, it's just like a one uncrustable. You know, it's just, yeah.
3 cigarettes.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I couldn't put that in there. They would be so mad at me. I'd get so judged. Just 1.5 tins of Copenhagen. It's just, no, but so we were on this fire and we were playing these games because we were really bored on the line, and one of them I lost and I had to eat a grasshopper. So I wrote into the food log 1 grasshopper. Yeah, so when I was going back and looking, my doctor's looking through it, you know, and he thought that it was for just like the last, you know, like a week or something, and I was like, no, that was yesterday.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
It's like, in fairness, you're out fighting a fire. You're burning calories on calories on calories. Like, you need an enormous amount of food just to like keep up with that. So in fairness, like, it makes sense. But like, a grasshopper.
Jeez,
Yeah,
grasshopper.
1 grasshopper.
Well, thanks, Joe, for the squeeze. Not a lot of pull for this group. I'm sure someone would disagree, but I mean, you could tell we were all into.
Yes.
You know, if we get an anonymous take backing up Brian Ferentz from a Kirk F, we'll know that's the only person on the planet who still thinks that man deserves a job as an offensive coordinator.
And the over-under is 32 for their game this week, which just kind of shows.
Yep, which we were talking a little bit about before the show, of the 7 times in recent history that under 32 has hit. Iowa was playing in 6 of those games.
So hopefully Joe gets a kick out of his squeeze. But yeah, we're with you. Not a lot of sifting for our Joe to be doing. But
no.
Thanks for sending that in. This one comes from a DM, and us
Love
3
you,
old fucks just realized people can DM us squeezes. So that's fun. This is from Mike, our good friend of the show. He sent us a
beloved friend,
a Corton Sutton appreciation message. I'd like to know. I think, and based on the timestamp, this is after Sutton had a garbage touchdown. Okay. I would like to know what his career stats are on this dog shit team, because he's still the guy fighting. Even when he clearly gave up on us, he still balls out. So here's my take: Sutton will have a far better career than Jerry Jeudy in the long run.
Oh, I don't think there's anything to say.
So I said with or without the Broncos. He said overall. So at the end of Jerry Jeudy and Sutton's career, we will say Sutton is better. And then he went on to say Devontae Adams and Sutton are the same receiver. And then his next, and so he said just as good. He thinks Sutton is just as good as Devontae Adams. There's a lot of
what is this?
A lot of pulp in that.
What? Okay, so he had me when he's talking
pulp
about Jerry Jeudy, because I think Jerry Judy's just a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
at the end of the day, like, Sutton's actually a hard worker. He's going to have the opportunity to be traded to a legit team that has a need for wide receiver to push themselves to that next tier, versus Jerry Jeudy is just going to be whatever the hell the Broncos can get from him.
He's just going to fight with Steve Smith Sr., who I would take Steve Smith Sr. at his age now.
Right now. To go.
Right now. In a suit.
Catch a pass. Yeah.
Yes. Over Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
All
in
right,
loafers.
So you guys, I have to bring this up, okay? Because now that you guys just took my pick for our later segment, I have always loved Steve Smith. That dude is an absolute badass. Every single time he was out there, he was a number 1 receiver at 5'9", 5'9", scrappy as hell, always going in there going the middle routes and the long routes, and he just was. It would never. Oh God, just never mind. Tough as nails. Now, I hate Jerry Jeudy previously because I've always said that I thought he was just a bitch, but Steve Smith, when he talks about you, you need to listen.
Oh,
this
Lordy,
dude, this dude is a Hall of Fame. He was just critical of him as his job, and he just said that Jerry Jeudy, he's just a guy. That's what he said to him. Jerry Jeudy, then Steve Smith goes onto the field before the game to go to talk to him. Jerry Jeudy runs away, swears at him, and said, "I don't mess with you," right? Okay, fine. So Steve Smith, being the baller that he is, was just like, all right, you don't mess with me. You don't care. You don't listen to anybody. So this was his actual quote that he said, okay? Says, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that eventually will move on. When teams call me asking should they trade for you, I will say no. Don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically whether he can be a wide receiver or whether he could be a wide receiver. Sorry, I said that twice. So whether he can be or whether he could be wide receiver, he's a tier 3 wide receiver.
Oh,
Hell yeah, Steve Smith. That dude is a badass. I love seeing that. And dude, Jerry Jeudy sucks. Move on.
And with someone like that, talking that level of smack, like the NFL is taking notice.
Yeah.
he backed it up with 3 catches for 26 yards against the Chiefs.
Good job, Jera. And it's just that guy sucks. Move on.
So I guess we're all siding with Mike. Look at us.
Yeah, but
at least for that.
The Devontae Adams piece. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
He baited us with that little juicy bit, and then he hooked us with that. Now you're in with me, and I'm also going to go ahead and say Cortland Sutton and Devontae Adams are the same person.
That's some hot
Absolutely
garbage.
not. Absolutely not.
They're definitely not.
Sucks.
But I appreciate the homerism.
He did say blow me. Mike did in this DM. So he was maybe he was ready for us to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Blow me. Blow yourself, Mike. Blow yourself.
that's a bad one, Mike.
We called you beloved. I can't believe you'd do this to us.
That was 50% hot ass garbage, Mike. Joey, how can people submit their fresh squeezes, Mr. Sultan?
Oh, my friends, listeners, buddies, pals. I enjoyed this week. Please submit some more by submitting your outlandish sports take by emailing us at juiceboyshow@gmail.com. That's juiceboyshow@gmail.com. Or, because we are now cool, send us.
I didn't know that.
Oh, no, we are because we put this in. That makes us cool. Now, send us a DM on Instagram at juiceboyshow. And if it has the pulp, we'll read it on the show. We will do it. We proved it. We'll do it.
We will
So
harass your ass. We will harass you.
Or we'll agree with you completely. So
And move on, and it won't be.
Chris. Sorry.
I love when you say that. It just
Gets my blood pumping.
it's like Tom Brokaw, just a big mouthful of
What's
Chris.
happening? Yeah. Oh, Joey loves
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, buddy.
Who's sponsoring today's shit?
No, let's keep on this. Keep going.
Who sponsored today's episode? Chris.
Well, Joey, today's episode of the Juice Boys Show is brought to you by your local pumpkin patch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh.
Yeah. Fall is here, and it's time to gather up the kids and dedicate one of your only 2 days off this week to your local pumpkin patch. Where you can enjoy all the luxuries of Amish living while whisper arguing with your spouse about how a $9 beer is your only opportunity to tolerate the hordes of screaming toddlers.
That's not even an argument. That's just going to happen. I'm getting a beer. Yeah.
You and your family are bound to love our new super spooky haunted house. Filled with your favorite Halloween characters like Dracula, Frankenstein, and your neighbor who got hammered before taking your kids trick-or-treating. Plus, you get to enjoy the time-honored tradition of sitting on a bale of hay before picking your own pumpkin, which somehow costs $30. So come one, come all to your local pumpkin patch because we get 1 month per year to make all of our money and we intend to wring your ass completely dry.
I love it.
I don't love it because I have to do that very thing with my baby and Chris's baby this weekend.
Have fun.
2 babies. I'm taking it off Chris's docket here. You owe me a drink. That's
fine.
pumpkin patch.
Send me a bill.
What a cute photo op though, you guys. It's gonna be so cute.
The cuzzies together.
Moving on here on the Juice Boys Show, episode 13.
That's right.
Yeah, buddy.
The big potato. Man, I love potatoes. It's the holidays getting closer. A lot more potatoes.
Love potatoes.
We're going with the boys' favorite pint-sized players this week. This is our favorite athletes under 6 feet. I looked it up. Isaiah Thomas of the Pistons is 6'1". Can't have him. Allen Iverson was 6'1". So under 6 feet is literally the threshold. Favorite athletes? Who wants to go first? Boys, kick us off.
Then I'm going to do it.
Take it away. I want you to do
Take
it.
us away here, Joe.
No, I'm going to take something that we're talking about pint size, and this is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but when you think about heavyweight boxing, you think of absolute behemoths. You think of massive men. Tyson Fury. Now
the monster.
is one of the largest dudes I have ever seen in my life, and
George Foreman,
and he just murders people. I'm going to take Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was
good call.
5'10". Mike Tyson was 5'10", and that's one of the best things about heavyweight boxing. It's literally just like whoever. There is no weight class on it. It's just who is the biggest badass to walk this planet, who is going to take me down. To put this in perspective, he is 2 inches taller than Floyd Mayweather. Okay, Floyd Mayweather is 5'8". Mike Tyson was 5'10". All right, in his fights, okay, he had 48 fights. 47 of those 48 fights were against people that were bigger than him. That is an absurd stat.
Yeah,
right?
In boxing, that's incredible.
He had one fight against a dude that was smaller than him, and that dude was smaller than him by a quarter of an inch. One of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time that was outmatched in a quarter of an inch, outmatched in every single fight he ever had, and was a multiple-time heavyweight champion. Mike Tyson, there you go, start us off.
Dang. Mic drop. That was an excellent pick. The best pint size of my childhood, Muggsy Bogues.
Hell yeah.
Not Spudweb?
Oh, gotta Muggsy Bogues.
Spudweb won something, though.
He won
I remember
the dunk
watching
contest, but Muggsy was a better player.
I remember watching Muggsy Bogues as a kid playing in the NBA, being like, that person is exactly the same size as me at 5 years old. This is how big I expect myself to be should I get called up to play in the NBA. And so I can remember like playing basketball as a kid. My brother and I always thought that Muggsy Bogues was just the coolest of the cool. He had a 14-year career, and as a 5'3" dude, the shortest person to ever play in the NBA, hit 39 block shots.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
That's incredible.
A dude who is statistically probably at least a foot shorter than you. Like that's spectacular. Across that 14-year career, he averaged 7.7 points per game, 7.6 assists per game.
That's good.
I mean, that's a legit stat line for anybody, let alone someone who plays for 14 years, let alone the shortest person to ever play in the NBA. I think Muggsy Bogues is a total and complete monster. And could you imagine like what he would have been capable of had he just been of average NBA height with that work ethic and talent level?
I mean, it was so high that the Monstars picked him to suck out their power.
Yes,
I mean,
true. I forgot about it.
He's also a hell of an actor.
Just
when
an illustrious career.
When his talent got sucked out of him on the court, I was like, I believe it, Muggsy.
That checks out.
Yeah. No one else was really as believable as Muggsy in that movie. That's good. All right, I'm gonna go with no one's gonna go with Yogi Berra.
No.
Obviously. I love. Yeah,
he's 5.
There are a lot of
guys.
tall people. We should have shortened this even further, but
yeah, he's 5'7", Hall of Fame inductee, 3-time AL MVP as a catcher, 18-time All-Star, 13-time World Series champion.
Wait. What? You just say 13-time?
Yes.
World Series champion?
I think he was 10 times as a player. He had 3 as a manager on the MLB All-Century team. He had a stretch of the Yankees where he won 5 rings in a row. He also caught a 7-hour, 22-inning game. And just if that wasn't good enough for you, he was a gunner's mate in the Navy during D-Day. So suck on that.
Are you
Suck on all 5'7" of Yogi.
Oh, man.
I did not know that he was like I mean, I know that these guys were such unbelievable badasses, but then just to hear what they actually did. Like Joe DiMaggio was in the Battle of the Bulge. Ted Williams was a fighter pilot. I mean, Yogi Berra was at D-Day. Are you kidding me? And then they come back and they just continue to be the greatest players we've ever seen.
Yeah, he's I'll catch a 7-hour game. He did an actual work day as a catcher. He did a 7-hour day.
Just squatting down.
I mean, we're talking about pitchers right now getting down to the 5th, need the off days. This guy caught 2 games. More than 2 games. He caught more than 2 games in a 7-hour period. Take that. That's my pick number 1.
Wow.
Great pick. Excellent pick, Cody.
Wow.
But
JoJo.
I mean,
how were his acting chops?
Good. Yogi Berra.
He was the Aflac sponsor or spokesperson for like 20 years.
And the greatest storyteller of all time and one of the best joke tellers ever. And there's like the Yogi-isms has became this huge thing. Like it's deja vu all over again. That came from Yogi Berra. It's just
Yogi's an actual actor, I would say.
Yeah,
more than
Yogi was absolutely incredible.
Pick number 2, Joe.
I feel sad now because that made me so excited.
I thought you were going to steal it, so I had to do it first.
I'm going to take a second here and kind of nerd out on sports history.
Oh,
and
you would never.
I would never, right? And listener, before we did this, we agreed that we would not say Lionel Messi because that's like us saying watching a fight in the Coliseum. It's just like, of course, that is the answer. He's only 5'7", which actually blew my mind when I found out that's how small he is. However, listener, if you go back into the annals of soccer history, you'll find another one of the greatest players of all time named Diego Maradona.
Ooh.
And Diego Maradona was 5'4".
Over
right?
Pele?
Now,
you didn't even pick Pele?
No. 5'4". All right, dude. Pele, yes, I get that, but all right. So this dude was absolutely tiny. With that being said, he was a midfielder who scored 490 goals. All right, over his time, and 259 goals playing for Argentina, and so that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, right? This guy, if you go back, listener, watch the old Hand of God clip, one of the greatest clips in soccer history, where he went over, it looked like it was a header. Mind you, he's 5'4". So he was swinging his arm at the same time to make it look like a bodily motion and saying it looked like his head went off his arm, scored. Argentina won the World Cup. Argentina has not won another World Cup until this past year with Messi.
So,
Diego Maradona.
I think we just proved ourselves in the soccer world.
Yeah,
with that one rant.
We're really strutting. Well, let's prove our chops in the world of international golf with the one, the only, Chase Koepka. He's 5'9". He's 5'9". He turned pro back in 2016, where he competed on or in the Challenge Tour, which, as I'm sure you all know, is a second-tier men's golf league out in Europe, where he had his closest opportunity to taste victory when he finished as a runner-up in the Kazakhstan Open in 2017 to Tapio Pokkanen, who is a Finnish golfer. So shout out to our new friend in Finland who's listening. Hope you're a big...
They get paid in potassium by winning the Kazakhstan Open. Number one producer of potassium.
Chase wouldn't know he finished runner-up. But he did wind up making a couple of attempts to try and qualify for the Korn Ferry Tour in 2020 and 2021. He did fall short, which awarded him the opportunity to chase his true goal, which is chasing piles of Saudi cash as he rides his big brother Brooks's coattails. By joining the Live Golf Tour in 2022, where he is currently the number 2 on everyone's favorite Live squad, Smash GC. Let's go,
Is that yours,
Chase.
Cody? You live Saudi, dirty Saudi supporter.
Got him.
Lover.
Chase Koepka just got regulated out of the league this year.
He did?
Yeah, I forgot to send it to you guys. I think there's 5 dudes who got regulated out because they were
Relegated or regulated?
What is the term? You get kicked out like soccer.
Relegated.
Relegated
Oh,
with
that
a
was
G.
funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
He's
literally
been
just
kicked
looked this up. I looked this up yesterday on the Live Golf website. It showed.
Yeah, he's been booted.
So I guess the Koepka name can only get you so much blood money.
I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, he got relegated 2 days ago.
Yeah, he's out of there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, Chase, you're my hero.
Oh gosh. All right, I'll wrap us up here. I can't believe no one's going to say Emmitt Smith.
I
Okay.
can't believe I chose more outlandish ones. I can't believe you're taking Emmitt Smith over Barry Sanders. What is wrong with you?
Barry Sanders was just fun to watch. Emmitt Smith he has the most rushing yards of all time. 8-time Pro Bowler, 4 times All-Pro first team, 93 Super Bowl MVP, 3-time Super Bowl champ, 1990 Rookie of the Year, 4 rushing titles. And him along with Jerry Rice are the only 2 to be non-kickers to have over 1,000 career points. Barry Sanders has some highlights, like fun to watch, but running game has completely changed, so his records will not be touched.
No, you're
Ever.
right. They never will be because no one's ever, no one's ever going to do that. You think Derrick Henry might be the only person that could have a chance, but even him looks like he's starting to break down. But
Yeah,
like he's such a wrecking ball of a human being that eventually was going to happen. But he was the only one putting up those 90s era stats, those 2,000 yards, 1,800 yards, 1,700 yards in a row.
And the Titans are the only team built that way,
Yeah.
other than the Ravens,
Yeah.
but the Ravens didn't have that feature back.
All right, listener. Remember, you can now listen and continue to listen to the show on all major podcast networks, including Google, Spotify, and Apple. But wait, now YouTube. Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
my God, what is that?
I don't know. It just happened. If you're enjoying the show, please consider following and rating the show and leave us a review if you listen through Apple or watch on YouTube. Oh my God! And encourage you to follow our YouTube channel or subscribe, as the kids would say. Also, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. You can now follow us and DM us at Juice Boys Show on Instagram. Juice Boys Show. Cody, back to you, my friend.
all right, boys and girls, we're going to wrap up with our picks. Chris, who are the picks brought to you by this week?
So today's picks are brought to you by Team Chaos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seems fitting right
Let's
now.
see where this goes.
Doesn't it? Listener, has your team of choice let you down this season?
Yes, they have.
Did you maybe have too high of hopes for Mac Jones?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Were you expecting Bijan Robinson to be able to carry an entire franchise? Did you get a little too much enjoyment out of watching Colorado blow a 29-point lead after being the darling team of college football to start the season?
Yes.
I know I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was the highlight of your Sunday watching Jake Moody's game-winning kick sail wide? If you answered yes to any of these questions, or pretty much all of them like Joey, you might just have what it takes to join us on Team Chaos. And now is a perfect time to join. It's officially spooky season, and Team Chaos intends to capitalize. From upsets to breathtaking losses to egomaniacs getting served their crow, Team Chaos has it all. Team Chaos, because if you can't taste the sweetness of victory, you can still watch and enjoy as someone else has to taste defeat. And we think that's close enough.
Yeah.
I wonder if Chase Koepka will apply.
Chase Koepka is a darling. You take that back.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, along with Randy
Beloved.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Randy,
Oh, man.
Wow.
Chase, and rhymes with Ike. Like,
What a sad turn.
GFS of the show.
What a sad turn my sports life has become the last 3 years.
Did they pay a lot for that ad? Team Chaos? That was quite the dark.
I align a lot with Team Chaos. I didn't understand that until now, so thank you, Team Chaos.
I think it's
for now
time.
being
I think
my-
it's time.
Oh, man, that just about does it for us. Chris, what are the picks we got? What do we got from last week and overall for the season? How the boys looking? We making money?
God, what happened to my score? My
Joey's having a
score is
breakdown.
gone. What
Let's
happened
take a
to
little
my
look-see here.
score?
Joey,
It was horrible.
deep breath. Deep breath.
It was
Team Chaos
horrible,
has your
you
back.
guys. It was
Team
horrible.
Chaos has your back, Joey, because you went 0-3 last week.
It was
Oh, Joe, damn.
horrible.
Yeah. Not even worth going into Joey's misses.
Let's just
I
move.
went 1-2. Thank you, Jake Moody, you son of a bitch, for missing that field goal, because that would have instead swung me to 2-1 and Juice Boy McCoy to 2-1, but he wound up finishing 3-0. So another congrats.
Oh, really? Holy cow.
3-0, way to go. So Juice Boy McCoy takes the lead.
Are you kidding me, Cody?
Or no, he was already in the lead, rather. He was
already
in the lead by 1.
3-0. I'm mad at you, Cody.
This gambling thing's easy, guys.
Yeah. Are you
Gosh.
embarrassed that you're the only person that is not in a legal gambling state?
I was in Massachusetts last week, and I was slinging bets, boys. Oh, I was just slinging them.
Oh, yeah, that means you should move back to Colorado. Just saying. Just saying.
Just
I'm going to keep sending you those Zillows. They're going to
Okay.
keep flowing.
Yeah.
So I went from first to worst in a quick amount of time.
Yeah. So Juice Boy McCoy in the commanding first spot with 11-3-1.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
incredible.
I
making
mean,
money.
truly embarrassing. I mean, you're not making money because you're the only person not living as state. Gamble. Turn these red hot
Loser.
picks into dubs. But I mean, I suppose.
Missouri loser.
Yeah, I suppose that's what happens when you live out in no man's land.
Oh, jeez.
Juice Boy Joe 7-7-1, and then
Jesus,
me
my God.
6-8-1 in
Oh, I'm not in
last
last place.
freaking place. Yeah, you're still barely edging out.
I'm taking the Browns minus 2.5. I'm not sure why they're 2.5 point favorites against the Colts. Anthony Richardson is out. Deshaun Watson theoretically should be back. Yes, they're on the road, but that defense is playing some elite ball right now. I'm trying to think of what I'm missing, and it's even, at least on this, minus 115 for the Colts. So people are hammering the Colts. I'm not sure what I'm missing, though. So Deshaun Watson
The only thing
should
you're
have
missing
that
is that people have sold.
Chris pick number 2, or your first pick.
Wait, what was Joey's actual pick? I thought he was just talking shit about, or I thought he was just talking.
No, because you were number 2. You get to pick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was number 2.
I'm 0-3,
I've been
dude.
so awful of recent. I completely forgot.
Not as bad as me.
I'm going to go Oregon minus 19.5 versus Washington State.
Ooh.
I had that.
This is
Damn it.
yeah, this is a legit Oregon team in a rivalry game that they should win. In a season where Washington State is not as good as they've been in the past, Oregon is as good as they've been of recent.
They
And
just
I think that
lost,
they're
though. They just lost.
in a narrow loss at Washington. I think they come out red hot, looking to prove themselves as still one of the premier teams in the country, and hopefully try and put themselves back on track for a dark horse CFP.
Aish. So,
All right,
yeah,
0-3, Joe.
yeah.
Who you got?
Thanks, bud. That better not be my new nickname.
0-3, Joe.
But I'm taking Miami to beat Philly. I'm taking the
Ooh.
Dolphins, and that's a lot for me to pick the Dolphins because I hate the Dolphins. But
+2 was the official line, right?
Plus
Okay.
2 over the Eagles. I wish I could take money lines. I think they're just going to beat them straight up. I think Philly.
You can
is-
you can take that, or you can just get the free extra 2 points.
Fine, I'll take the free extra 2 points. However, my soul is with Miami just beating them. And this might be a bad pick just because I just got heated because Philly burned me last night betting because I wouldn't freaking bet on them because I don't like Philadelphia. But I just, I hope, I pray, get me back into it. Let's go, Cody, 0-3 this week, and Miami +2.
Commanders -2. Giants did play well, obviously, in their last game. Tyrod Taylor, Saquon's back,
Yeah.
but Commanders are solid. Sam Howell's,
Taylor, dude.
I think Commanders' defense is okay. They're just a solid team. They're not anything special, but they're on the
I
road.
like Sam Howell.
I like where he's going with that. I like their running game too. They have some outside weapons. I've picked a lot of Commanders games for some reason randomly, and they've done well. Chris, pick number 2.
I'm going Detroit at Baltimore under 40.5.
Damn
There are
you.
2 teams that pride themselves on defense. Both of these offenses are so capable of not just exceeding that 42.5 line, but just blowing me out of the water. But I see both teams looking at this matchup as a potential opportunity to establish their defenses as 2 of the leading defenses in the NFL. I look to see this just be just a ground and pound old school slugfest between these 2 teams.
I love that pick, Chris. I wanted it. I think
You and I seem to be very aligned, which is
Yeah.
not great because you and I are sucking it up and McCoy is just cruising. I want to hear from McCoy that I'm stealing his picks.
So here comes my next one to see if it just keeps blowing up this unbelievable disaster that's happened the past 2 weeks. I'm going to take my boy Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay -2.5 over Atlanta.
I was looking at that. Yeah.
Okay, good. If you were looking at that, Cody, then let's take it. All right.
But they did lose. They scored no points last week, so that'd be something to look out for.
But they're going against Atlanta, and I got a friend who's an Atlanta Falcons fan, so I'm sorry if I offended you. I want Tampa. I think they're going to do it. I need them to do it because I got Mike Evans on my fantasy team, so let's go.
I'm going to wrap up with my over and college pick on the same one. I'm going to take Penn State, Ohio State, the over 46.5. And I know very little about it. It's more just that's not a lot of points for a college game. I'm sure the defenses are more solid than most, but
normally in Ohio State, I would say take the over. This one, I don't know, but I think this is going to be a dog.
This is a hell of a matchup.
I'll probably be screaming for 46 in the last drive or so, but I don't know. I like points for 46. Just
excited.
That's a ridiculously perfect, stupid line. I think it's going to end up at 46. It's
going to get fish.
One of those ones where you're just
this is such a huge matchup. Probably the second most important matchup next to the game in the Big Ten this season. So I can't wait for this game.
Chris, pick number 2 to wrap us up. Or 3.
How about number 3?
Count. Yeah.
We do number 3 if that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going West Virginia -3.5 at home versus Oklahoma State. Going back to college for this. West Virginia's been on a bit of a tear this season. They're looking pretty damn good. They got embarrassed at home last week by Houston. Or no, I think it was maybe at Houston. I can't remember. But West Virginia's coming off of an embarrassing loss. After having, up until this last weekend, a pretty damn good season. I think they come out looking to prove themselves against a team who is on a bit of a backslide. Let's go Mountaineers.
Going Iowa.
Oh, don't do it again.
We've talked more Iowa in this damn episode than we ever will ever again.
I don't know why. I just have such a love for this program. It must be because of my love for my boy Joe on the Gulf side of Florida, or my assistant coach Luke, which, by the way, the Huskies are now 7-0. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Love it.
Let's go, baby. And if we go undefeated and make the playoffs, then my team gets to shave my beard in any design they want besides the Hitler. So
wait, like clean shave?
Whatever they want.
Oh my gosh, that's breaking news. I never thought I would see
12 years. Let's see if it happens.
I can't wait. Oh, I want this.
Oh my gosh. I never thought
you
would ever do
like
that.
Mr. Clean. Oh my God.
Holy shit. I'm not going to sleep tonight. Oh, you love your beard.
I have not shaved my face since 2012. So this is this could be interesting.
I'm so excited
so badly.
Let's go Huskies. Let's go.
All right, third pick. Wrap us up.
All right, Joe in Florida. Thank you, my friend, for contributing. I'm going to take Iowa, Minnesota under 30.5. All right.
You've been on overs this whole time, and you're now going to switch it up on us.
Now I'm going to do it because he convinced me, and if he is right, then my love for him will continue. If it's wrong, then we are done.
You know who else is done, Joe?
So defense, not us, because I don't want it to be.
Not us.
That's it for us, boys. That's it. That's it.
Don't do it.
We are done.
We're not done. We're not
Do it. We're never done.
Thank you, everyone, for
episode's
listening. I mean, we'll be back next week, but we are done with this particular episode.
It's fair.
Thanks for making us somehow a Laugh-Away International podcast. This virus is taking over the country. We have a YouTube channel now, starting to discuss maybe being on video. And we got some things cooking for you guys. So follow the Instagram page, send us your squeezes, DM us. We want this to be your guys' podcast as much as us three morons.
Cody, one last time for our international friends, what's that Instagram handle where they can reach out and let us know where they're listening?
I think that's all about Joe. Joe, you give it to us.
Joe,
Give us the voice.
Juice Boys Show. Juice Boys Show.
Love it. That'll do it for us. Love, love, love. Bye.
Love you, Joe. Love you, Joe. Thank you for it.